Hey guys, on a recent remodel that we were working on, we had the challenge of unifying about 800 square feet of space that sported 4 different types of floors. Some finished and some unfinished. We went from old yellow pine flooring to wide, knotty pine flooring to rough sawn old subfloor. It was a mess. The space we were working in also had this very unique architectural staircase leading down to the floor below. Considering dust mitigation, this opening, the staircase opening, would have made it difficult for sanding and dust mitigation had we selected a standard hardwood floor, i.e. sanding and 3 coats of poly option. So we showed our client the Shaw's Epic Plus pre-finished flooring product. After the homeowners learned about this, the multitude of species, finishes, and textures that Shaw offered, they quickly committed to a pre-finished option and selected the Epic Plus as their final floor covering. With that choice, we then reached out and partnered with Shaw, and they provided the material that we're going to show you in this project that we did. But the thing about the species, the finishes, and the textures, let's talk about that for a minute, is a thin treated veneer on a very stable engineered wood base. And that veneer allows Shaw to deliver 3 species to choose from at a very reasonable price, with color styles and textures to match almost any taste. Our client went with, they liked that Shaw offered the wide boards and a variety of stains and finishes for their pre-finished flooring. And the owners selected the Timber Gap 5 Cannon color, which it has a scuff resist platinum, it's called, and it's a durability coating. And Shaw finishes this flooring with a patented finish that keeps the floors looking great. So we'll talk about that scuff durability coating a little bit. We did a little bit of a durability test ourselves. We took a sample of the Shaw flooring, and we wanted to see how it was as far as scuffing. So we took a heavy-duty 3M scouring pad and one of the Epic boards, and we tried to rub the finish off. And the results were impressive. We rubbed the heck out of this. And the more and more we rubbed it, it was obvious how durable it was. It really holds up well, and it shows how well it'll hold up over time, to us anyway. We talk about preparation and installation of this flooring. Ensuring a smooth and successful installation is won and lost in the preparation phase. Install and the pre-install procedure is as simple as ensuring a level, secure, flat subfloor and thorough subfloor cleaning to ensure proper glue adhesion, especially if you're gluing it down. You need that. From a contractor's perspective, engineered flooring saves us time and headaches on the job. Shaw Epic Flooring offers several different methods of installation, depending on your needs and obviously the substrate that you're installing it on. This product can be fastened, glued down, it could be a combination of both, or it can be installed as a floating floor, which is not my favorite. With each scenario, there are obviously a few different unique considerations that you need to consider, and to ensure the quality of the warranty, you should follow Shaw's manufacturer install specifications. We especially feel that it's important to even consider a professional to install these who's reputable and familiar with Shaw products. So let's talk about layout and room prep prior to install. Once you know that your subfloor is ready to accept the product and it's based on your install needs and what method you're going to pursue, you're going to want to get yourself the materials staged and set up for maximum productivity. We like to deliver the flooring ahead of time of the install date in order to acclimate to the humidity levels of the home. So what I mean by that is that ideally you want your house to be between 35 and 55% humidity, and you want to have that floor acclimate to that. When considering layout and room prep, before you even think about laying your first board down, you're going to want to undercut door casings to about a 1/6 inch higher than your flooring off your substrate. You also, furthermore, you want to check to make sure that the doors can accommodate the added floor height, that they'll swing over that. And if not, you got to cut the doors down. And both of these tasks can easily be accomplished by using a piece of scrap flooring to just check the heights of your casings and your doors. Once you know you won't be running into any door problems or casing issues, you can then consider your layout. So it's best practice to mix cartons of material to ensure a consistent and random pattern of your flooring. So that's what we did. We opened up several packets at a time, and we inspect the boards in a well-lit area and make sure there are no defects or color deficiencies or problems. The final step in layout and room prep is to start the boards in a staggered pattern, no less than 6 inches between seams. And you want to continue this pattern during installation. The most efficient way to ensure this pattern is to make each first cut at least 6 inches smaller or larger than the previous course, and then to stagger appropriately so that you have random sizes to prevent a patterned appearance. Use the other half of those cut boards on the other end of the course to finish on the other end. It's that simple. You won't have a whole lot of waste. Let's talk about fastening versus gluing down installation, because there's multiple ways you can do this. When exclusively gluing down flooring, you need to ensure that your substrate is clean and prepped to ensure a good bond with the adhesive. That's imperative. And you really do have to scrub that floor. You also use a 1/4-inch V-notch trowel, and you spread the adhesive down about 2 or 3 courses at a time. You want to ensure that you can install those courses before the skim time of the adhesive. So I guess the important part is too is after you do that, you want to make sure you weight down the flooring during curing. We use our boxes to do that. As far as nail down installation, we prefer to nail, we like a combination of both actually. You want to follow the manufacturer's fastener schedule and the length of fasteners. And they recommend that fasteners are installed 1 to 2 inches in from the edge of the boards and every 6 inches along the length of the board. And as you fasten the boards down, make sure that you've got proper depth of your staples or cleats or whatever you're using. And additionally, you can always take that whole belt and suspenders approach and lay down some glue with your fasteners, which is what we did. We basically used some flooring adhesive, and we didn't use a trowel, but we added the adhesive as an extra insurance, and then we installed the fasteners throughout and weighted down our boards. Proper installation of hardwood flooring is the first step of ensuring your new hardwood floors are going to last. So follow those directions, and let's talk about caring for your hardwood. Ensuring your hardwood flooring is acclimated to temperature and humidity is key, and we talked about that just a minute ago. Likewise, keeping consistent temperature and humidity in your home after the floor is installed is an important part of preventative care. So if your space becomes too dry, typically in the cold temperatures, cold weather, winter, or when you're heating your home, boards might shrink a little bit. And conversely, in the warmer weather months, when the humidity levels are high, they rise, the boards can swell a little bit. So swelling can cause buckling, loosening of boards from the subfloor. So you want to be careful of that. This whole cycling of shrinking and expanding can really wreak havoc on your flooring. Preventative care for humidity includes using a humidifier in the winter, and during the summer months you may want to consider running your air conditioner or a dehumidifier in the house. Regardless of the season, you want to maintain or try to maintain that 35 to 55% humidity level. And it goes without saying that you want to ensure that you don't expose your flooring to unnecessary stress. And so you want to avoid things like walking on the floor with cleats, spiked cleats, damaged heels, high heel shoes, and be wary of rocks that get stuck in the soles of shoes. You want to watch out for untrimmed pet nails, and you want to really be careful of moving heavy objects like furniture or furniture that has really pointy legs that put point loads on the floor. Less obvious stress can come from direct sunlight, and some species will fade with prolonged sunlight exposure, so you want to be careful of that. And it's also a good practice to limit the direct sunlight, and if you're using rugs, maybe to move them periodically so you don't get that kind of fading action that rugs sometimes do. Let's talk about how low maintenance these floors are, which I really like. Low maintenance care. So routine care is going to consist of addressing spills and regular cleaning, and you're just removing dirt, dust, and sand that might scratch the floor surface a little bit. The simplest way to accomplish this is to sweep, dust, or vacuum. Shaw recommends using their RX2 hand surface floor cleaner to remove dirt and dust without destroying the finish. Dealing with spills is probably the most common form of routine care that you'll face. You don't want to leave wet puddles on the floor. So going back to that humidity conversation, standing moisture on the floor can cause damage and swelling or discoloration. So you'll want to make sure that you use an absorbent towel and blot up and soak up spills as soon as they occur. You want to avoid wiping across multiple boards, by the way. This is a good maintenance tip, because you don't want the moisture, you don't want to push the moisture down in between the seams of each board. So keep that in mind. To conclude, we liked the Epic Plus as, first of all, it's a sustainable engineered flooring product, and it uses 50% less new harvested wood than conventional 3/8 inch engineered flooring. Additionally, Shaw makes this product in the US with wood harvested from well-managed forest, and Shaw's Epic Plus is certified as an environmentally preferred product, and it qualifies for LEED, which is great, the Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design. So you can get LEED credits for this flooring, which is fantastic. Using the Shaw Epic Plus pre-finished flooring product allows us to pick our finishes and our textures that we wanted, in ensuring that we had a durable, low-maintenance floor. And after all, that's what we really want. We want it to last, and last a long time. I'm Rob Robillard. Please consider subscribing to this video. Just click that button right there below, and we'll see you at the next video. Take care.